Welcome to Nerdy Geeky Freaky, the podcast for all you nerds, geeks, and freaks. This is episode 43, Death of the Box Office. I am William Jerk, and as always, I have Adrian and Mike.
Hello. What's up?
Hello. How you guys doing? Been a while since we did a show.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, not as long as last time, but it's a good little break in between episodes.
You know what's funny is I didn't even register to the camera. We're still not used to that. When we said hello, we should have been like, "Hi, everybody."
Oh yeah,
my bad.
Hi.
Apologies.
We're filming this episode too. It's be on YouTube.
Yeah, just like our last episode. The camera is new to us, so give us a little bit of a break if we don't acknowledge the camera being there.
We should drink before we do our shows.
God, that'd be hilarious.
I'm apparently extremely.
But I am not a drinker. Yeah.
You're an drunk?
No, nice.
Oh, nice.
I'm very kind and gentle.
Like touchy? Like
no, well, not drunk, but when I was drugged up, like in the hospital, I was like, "Oh, you guys are great, thank you."
I think that's.
I love you all.
They say it's the same thing though, like in a sense.
I've never been drugged up. I've been drunk.
Yeah, I've been.
Well, you know what? Like, I gotta say, I imagine I get a little playful because when I went to Anime Los Angeles the second time, I had like not two shots because they're not shots, 2 glasses of an old fashioned. And I hadn't eaten much, so
yeah,
I was just like
drinking with you before.
I was like, no, but this one was a really good. It was an LA,
actually
so they
good
actually
fashion.
have some high end.
Yeah, like
they had some high end liquor over there.
Yeah.
I paid money and
not like a.
And the girl was really sweet, and she's like, she made it for me, and I was just like, I had like 2, and I was just like,
not like when you guys had one
kind
to
of
drink.
giggly, and I was just joking with Jen and stuff. And he was like,
I remember that. I didn't end up going to that because I had to come back.
No, yeah, because we were with the 2 other people. Yeah. But you were back home.
So, anyway, let's get the show on the road.
Oh, yeah, so we're talking about drink shut up.
Nerdy news.
Let's start off with the nerdy news headlines. What's number 5, Will?
Number 5, HBO is fucking everything up for movies.
Yes, they are.
That's a nice way to put it.
That's right.
Not being a streamer for that, but
I use someone else's.
In the sense of movies, right? That's where movies are just being released now at this point. Like like the majority of movies.
As a response to COVID-19 and the pandemic, last year they announced that all their 2021 movies were going to be released on HBO Max and in movie theaters at the same time. And basically what that's doing right now
But did they tell the directors they were doing that?
They did not tell the directors. They only told Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot because their movie was the first movie to start this experiment off, and they paid them accordingly to make up for the points they're going to lose on the box office, but they didn't extend that same courtesy to the other directors on whose movies were coming out for 2021, and a lot of directors have now come and spoke out against it. Christopher Nolan cut ties with Warner Brothers. I think multiple studios are shopping around for Christopher Nolan now, so we'll see where he lands. Denis Villeneuve, the guy who's directing the upcoming Dune and directed Blade Runner 2049 and a whole mess of other movies.
I haven't heard anything about Blade Runner.
Yeah.
They're doing a new Blade Runner?
No. Blade Runner 2049, the one that came. He's directing Dune.
The same director.
He's do another one.
No. He's the one who directed the sequel to Blade Runner 2049. He wrote a scathing article. Sorry, the dogs are missing their owner right now. So, but anyway. He wrote a scathing article in Variety calling Warner Brothers move a big old stab in the back, and we're seeing it now because a majority of the movies that have released day and date are not making much money at the box office now because
he's going.
I know of a lot of people online who said that they watched the movie in theaters because they didn't want to risk it with the Delta variant, or they just didn't have the time to go. The Delta variant?
What did we watch?
They didn't watch it in theaters.
No, you said they watched it in theaters, and I'm like...
No, they didn't watch it in theaters.
Didn't we watch a movie recently?
Yeah.
Well, we watched it in theaters.
We watched Black Widow.
I worked. What did I see?
You watched Black Widow with us, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, wasn't there.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what hooker you brought, but it wasn't me.
We did see a movie. We saw Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
Yes. I went for Godzilla.
Yes,
that was for
Godzilla.
sure. I went for Godzilla.
And that was the first movie. That was the only movie.
Who did we see Black Widow with?
Just you and me, I think.
You guys bring a cardboard cutout of me because I'm so famous?
I don't know. I'm just going crazy because it was Black Widow. Then we saw Suicide Squad. Then we just saw
Free Guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But interesting enough, Free Guy is it was one of the most successful box office movies of the year right now and it had a wonderful second weekend because it is exclusively in theaters and not on a streaming service.
That's what happened to Sonic. Yeah. Sonic got like #1 box office, like, because there's nothing else out. No one's going to see anything.
Well, they closed the movie theaters down before like any big.
Yeah, exactly.
Come out. So
I mean, I guess, I mean, it makes sense that you don't want one company to basically monopolize everything, which is, I think, what most people are looking at is going like, well, yeah, all the money's gonna have to go to them in a sense because they're saying, well, this is where the movies are. This is the only way you can see them. But I've always been a really big movie buff. I still love going to theaters. It's nothing ever beats. I mean, I could go 100 times in a row, but it's like walking in there for the first time every time into a theater. You get that smell, that feeling,
that smell.
Food. Yeah, it's just it hits all the points. It's just an enjoyment, and then feeling like the sound and everything. Like when we watched Suicide Squad, a big part of it was just feeling like the ambience and the music and the explosions, everything was like just loud. You're like, damn, you don't get that at home. No,
you don't, and
especially if you're like being quiet because you don't want to wake the kids up.
But what the studies are showing right now is because right now in Las Vegas they're doing the big CinemaCon, which is like the movie theater version of Comic-Con, basically, where they invite the movie theater owners of around the world. They invite studios to come and do presentations, and they basically I think the head of Sony said it that they're seeing that day and date releases are destroying their industry, and
what
they're
day and
date releases. So basically, when it releases on streaming and in theaters on the same day, with the HBO Max and Disney Plus Premium Access, which doesn't hurt it as much because people, you still have to pay $30.
Yeah,
so
they're getting $30 for that.
They're getting some revenue from that method, but it still cannibalizes the box office because you figure you can have a whole group of people come. Like you can invite, 10 people to your house.
I think that's where the side thing is, because we could easily be here at my place and be like, all right, everybody, like everyone we know is like pile up in Adrian's place. We have like 30 people sitting. I mean, we can't fit there, but I'm just saying, we could fit up to 30 people, and there's like 30 people that could have been at the theaters,
exactly,
all piling into one person's house. That's like, all right, you give me $5 or whatever, and we'll both rent the thing.
Yeah, and then so it's just basically ruining not only the box office, because we're going to talk about Suicide Squad as our main movie review.
Well, it's going to be sprinkled through pretty much everything we're going to be talking about. I mean, kind of like what they're doing, because a lot of stuff has to be online now, pretty much everything. And we're also going to reference a bunch of stuff that's going on with things that are separate from movies, like the OnlyFans thing, as far as other topics, Scarlet.
Yes, you dirty bastards. We're going to be talking about OnlyFans.
But we're saying where you're seeing where it's kind of the double-edged sword thing that I always mention for certain things. It's like you want to have this thing, but when you try to change it, it's already gone a little bit too far. It's kind of like YouTube in a sense. Where it's like they want to keep altering it and changing it a bit, but it's like you've kind of made this massive thing that you're still in charge of, but you're not in control of in a sense. I mean, you have the control, but it's like you still have to appease the fans, the people that give you the money or that earn you the money. You can't just be like, well, we're going to switch this up, and you guys have to just deal with it. Well, it's like, well, then I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what you're seeing right now with the, giving a lot of people the option to watch like a Suicide Squad or anything else right now on Warner Brothers. Like, if you give them the option to watch it at home or go to the movie theater, like some people are going to choose home because it's free. Like they're going to watch Suicide Squad at home for free. I did that with Mortal Kombat. We all didn't get a chance to go and watch it together, but I'm like, I still wanted to see it. So
I had so many chances, I just never did.
Not
that I didn't want to see it. I still haven't seen the movie, actually, to be honest.
Meh.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't, like, if you give them the option, like, people who are willing to take the chance and go watch a movie in the movie theaters, like what just came out last week, Hugh Jackman's Reminiscence. Biggest flop of Hugh Jackman's career. It made $2 million at the box office.
Really?
Yeah, and that's because, well, it's partly due to the poor marketing of the movie, but also, if you probably look at the numbers, people probably watched it at home instead of going out to the movie theaters because the marketing was like, I don't know.
I couldn't figure out what it was about.
Yeah, it would have made at least maybe 10 or 15 million if it was exclusively theater, just for Hugh Jackman's name alone. Like, he probably would have brought in, he wouldn't have brought in like a $50 million box office, but it would have brought in like at least maybe 15 or 20 million. But 2 million, like, that just shows that giving people the option to watch it at home, they're gonna watch it at home and not waste their money going out to a movie theater. And then you have movie theater chains like AMC constantly raising their prices to try to make up for the year that they lost out on, even though the meme stock craze really did save their asses. It's just like it's
how much are tickets now?
They are going to raise them to. You figure? Well, I'm only seeing what people are paying in LA, which is already the highest ticket prices. I think they said they're gonna raise.
Can't be above 15.
I think it's gonna be over 15. Yeah.
Over 15?
Yeah.
Ah,
but
LA's
always been a LA movie tickets have always been the highest because of
It's posh.
Yeah. Because
even
of
though LA's
the
not very
area.
posh, but it's that thing.
like
You're in LA.
They do something special there. Okay.
Like I don't know what they like an AMC like an hour away like in Riverside
We spent like 4 days in LA. I mean, it's nice, but it's expensive at some points.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm going
Pointlessly expensive.
yeah, it's just all more for the end. I mean, I guess it depends where you are in LA. There's some places where you can hit up and you're like, oh my god, this place is cool. And then other places where I'm like,
pretty much.
can I afford the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just sad seeing the movie theater industry like hanging on by a thread right now, and then HBO Max like still sticking to their guns. Like they had the perfect opportunity this weekend at CinemaCon to announce that they're pulling their day and date model for at least for Dune, because the statistics show already Dune is not going to make any money at the box office, which means a potential sequel is all but killed now.
They're not pushing it back to like I don't know, fall of 2022 or anything like that.
Yeah, they can't push it back anymore either because they already pushed it back a full year.
Yeah, it's not like I don't know.
Well, it's like look at Black Widow. Although it did well, it's just they kept pushing that back so far that it's just kind of like, in a sense, I did enjoy the movie, but at the same time, I'm like, this should have came out a long time ago.
Yeah, and
like I just had that feeling, like walking out, I was like, oh, I had a great time watching it, but it felt disjointed and misplaced.
I guess, but it's a prequel, and she died in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. It's
everybody in the world watched this. It's like, why am I watching this?
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. It's just, I mean, originally it seemed misplaced, but if it would have came out a little bit after,
if it had came out when it was supposed to, it would have been perfect because it was like it would have been one of those heartstring moments, like Adrian was saying, like we would have just come out of the movie seeing her die in Endgame and been like, oh, let's like watch this movie, even though it has nothing to do with Endgame. It's a prequel.
Coming in?
I mean, because no one could ever say that because we all love Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's another movie we're going to talk about later that I have questions about this too.
Yeah.
That was it. So it was just mainly how HBO Max is this. I mean, it's just
I don't pay for it.
It's just companies. It's, you got to strike when the iron's hot, but sometimes you're going to just piss off a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's just the way you got to look at it. From a money standpoint, I guess it makes sense, but from a fan,
well, so far the money isn't actually paying out the way they thought it was.
Well, because everyone I said I watch it, but I have someone else's account.
Yeah.
It's like Netflix and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I said it falls to my usual comment where I'm like, it's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. And I understand their principle of doing this because it was an uncertain time with the movie theater industry, but so far it's proving to not be a winning model. So when something's not working, you tend to want to revert back to the old model. So that's why, or change it up a little bit. So that's why I'm not really understanding why they haven't changed it up and gone back to like maybe doing a 30-day window with theatrical only and then releasing it on HBO Max for.
They just want to hold on to the subscribers they have now.
Yeah,
that could be just.
No, that's basically what it is. But
I mean, they may not be making more, but they don't want to lose either. So it's like, oh, we're still showing movies. People still keep our subscriptions because they'll be like, oh, that movie's coming out because I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my voice got like super deep right there.
All right, well, we've already gone a little too far on this topic. Too long on this topic. Let's go to number 4.
Number 4, the cast for the new Cowboy Bebop movie.
Cowboy Bebop. He's right there. Look. I got my poster up.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. It's a little cut out of frame, but that's all right. Well, I'm a big fan of the anime originally. I mean, I've seen so many comments right off the bat when they showed the first photos.
Yeah, for the most part, I saw nothing but positive comments about it.
I looked fine.
Maybe I saw them later. I saw it when it initially came out.
Yeah.
So much negativity. I was like, Jesus.
I saw most of the negativity.
Please God, no. Why do we need live action? Blah blah blah. I'm like, you know what? It's the same thing as when I said that any comic book movie that has been made as of late, when people piss and moan and go, oh, I hated this, or I hated that Fantastic Four, or I hated the Batman, I hated the Superman. I'm like, you know what?
Oh, shit.
why complain when these people are actually putting comic book movies in front of you, you know, for us? It always falls on my thing where I'm like, we're getting to see our characters, you know, if they're not done right. Like, I'd say to an extreme, when it's done to like a really bad extreme where you're just like, they don't use any of the source material and they just have at it and they're like, oh, I'm gonna just design my own thing, this is my vision, then I'm like, that's great, but
that's it with every movie.
it's just not, it doesn't fit. So
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Well, yeah, that or the Avatar, the Last Airbender.
Well, the Avatar, the Last Airbender, they did use the source material,
I'm just saying
they ruined it.
But that's what I'm not. I mean, when you alter characters' names too, he's not using the source material at that point. He's altering it to fit his narrative.
It's true.
It's just
that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I'm saying that, like, I get the argument on that thing, but I'm like, if they stick to kind of how it is, I mean, from some of the still shots, I was like, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's Mr. Sulu.
Yeah. Oh God, what is his name?
John Cho.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I just forgot. I was gonna say his name, and I was like, I blanked.
Mr. Harold.
But yeah,
Harold Lee himself, Harold and Kumar.
When I first saw
God, what was that, like 20 years ago now?
2005, I think it came out.
Way back.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But when I first saw the casting, at first I was like, oh. But then I was like, oh, you know, that kind of works.
Yeah, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was thinking, like, how old is he? Because he's one of those guys that look really young for being, like, in his late 40s.
I know. Yeah. They showed a little still from him training. He looks in pretty good shape too. So it's like I have a feeling the action's going to be pretty good.
Spike's very, you know, very I don't want to say acrobatic, but he knows his martial arts and he's very fluid in his fighting style.
They use gun kata in that, right? Gun kata.
God, yeah,
wasn't that one of the first ones that started?
Well, he does like a lot of footwork, and I just like his like fighting stuff. It's just kind of like a boxing / kickboxing style.
You think it's gonna based on new stories, or it's gonna continue on after the last one? No, I won't probably not do that. But you think it's gonna be a brand new story?
Well, I imagine they do it like the series, where there is a direction, but you know, each episode could just be its own type of thing, but all leading somewhere. Which
kind
of
Mandalorian style.
Yeah, where it's like they don't all have to tie together 100%, but they could just be like the fun episodes, and then also obviously the episodes that lead towards an end. I mean, I am curious if they're gonna do the whole thing and if they're gonna do Vicious and who they cast for Vicious. That would be very interesting.
Which one's Vicious?
He's basically the main bad guy in a sense. When he comes up.
And what's the girl with the goggles?
Ed?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Do they have her?
They haven't released any images of her or casting announcement. I think
CGI.
So it could be that they're saving her for like season 2. Like, don't put all your.
Wait, is this a show?
It's a show, yeah.
I thought this was a movie.
No, it's a TV show.
On what? HBO Max? Netflix?
Hey, Netflix does really good with their TV shows. They do a crappy job with their movies. Like, I just saw Gunpowder Milkshake. That was.
Now you gotta watch Castlevania.
Castlevania is a good one, yeah. I still have to finish Castlevania.
Oh, it's so good.
Gunpowder Milkshake. Good action, bad story. But, it was just one of those movies where it was a little uneven. It was unbalanced.
So it's right for not watching Shin Godzilla. That was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see people's comments on what their take would be on the idea of the Cowboy Bebop.
So far, like I said, the only negative comment I saw about the images that came out of the cast was that Faye's costume was
not yellow
toned down.
Well, I would say
from the sexiness. Yeah, underwhelming. Yeah,
bitch.
Yeah.
But because honestly, when I first looked at the pictures, I was like, Spike looks pretty good, and even
I like the way Spike's
and then even Jet looked pretty good.
Which one's Jet? The guy? The robot guy?
The guy with the robot arm.
Is he black?
Yeah, in the anime, no, but.
They're recasting.
I don't know what he is in that. You could say he's something.
Yeah, is he like an alien? Are they?
No, he's a
are they
guy.
humans?
No, he was. Yeah.
I never seen a Jet. I've never watched bald like that before.
I don't know too much about the lore of
Ever seen Kung
Cowboy
Fu
Bebop.
Frog, yeah. The main bad guy in that one.
Maybe. No, I'm a Kong Pao into the fist guy. I still think that movie holds up. Not the baby stuff, but everything else is
So anyway, are you guys excited about Cowboy Bebop though? Like
apparently I'm happy about a show coming out. I thought it was a movie.
To be 100% honest, I totally forgot about it until they put up the pictures. Not in a bad sense, I just was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Well, it went back on my radar a couple months ago when they announced that the original composer of Cowboy Bebop is going to be doing this one for the series.
Well, I mean,
they brought it back.
Some people lost its momentum because John Cho, he had injured himself.
Yeah, and also
so they
the
had to
production
stop
got slowed down because of
Yeah,
COVID.
So it's just like anything. It's just like the Batman. You know,
Mhm.
it's interesting, but they've only put out one trailer, and it
I forget about the Batman.
Well,
But it's that type of thing where it's all these really cool things. You're like, oh, I can't wait to watch. But sometimes you forget, and I'm like, I wear a mask at work. There's a problem going on in the world.
yeah.
They having the same problem, so
Yeah.
they can't just keep making stuff as quick as they can. So
Yeah,
sometimes like I got to pull back and be like, why are they gonna put this out? What about The Witcher 2? What's going on? And then I'm like, oh,
Witcher 2.
sorry.
December.
And they just put out an
I forget
animated
that
Oh yeah, I heard
series.
about that.
Sorry. Well, we can write that. We could throw that into the thing.
What?
I wasn't brainstorming some of these ideas. They just
Witcher
come to
season
mind.
2. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
no,
can't wait for
the
it.
trailer, the little teaser trailer came out. There's no official trailer
Yeah.
for
But we're on
Witcher
Cowboy
season 2.
Bebop, so.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So Cowboy Bebop,
Well,
I'm excited.
I'd say Netflix. Would you agree with this statement that Netflix has been? I want to say they've been swinging for the fences, just throwing stuff out and kind of seeing
they're-
if stuff sticks. And I'm saying they're hitting pretty good on a lot of stuff. There are a few things where I'm like,
They need to
but-
boost up their original content because sooner
they have a lot.
Yeah,
They have a ton.
it's just a matter of time before every movie studio has their own streaming service and pulls licensing from Netflix. So they're gonna only have their original content. Like maybe if
They
Netflix starts
do
buying
have
some
tons.
studios
I'd
up.
say they need stronger original original content with staying power. There's some
Mhm.
shows that are more aimed for the older demographic or the teen demographic.
Yeah.
And they got to get those ones that are for everybody. I want to say,
I personally think
which
they need.
is fine. I mean, they
Fuck.
can still hit those.
Sorry. Singular Point Godzilla. I'm like, Shin Godzilla doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Godzilla Singular Point on Netflix.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I
Um,
personally think that Netflix needs to change up their release model when it comes to their TV shows because one of the things that Disney Plus has shown with their shows like with WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Loki is a week-to-week release is actually more beneficial for keeping subscribers.
Oh, yeah, just
than,
imploding it down.
Yeah.
'Cause we're all talking about it at work.
yeah, and we talk about it for weeks on end. Where in Netflix's case, when they release all the episodes at once, most people binge the entire season
Yeah,
within like
and if
2-3
you got like
days.
a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then you have to go to work, and then like they watch like 4 episodes without you and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like Jesus
It's,
Christ.
I mean, I want to say both work to an extent.
Yeah.
There's something I hate about watching one episode and being like, oh, I wish they would just throw it all on there. But then there's other ones where I'm like, I love burning through the whole thing, but
Mhm.
now I'm sad because I'm done and there's more.
I think their
more.
smaller, lesser known shows like should probably do the binge
Yeah.
ones, like the new ones.
Yeah.
But their big popular ones, they should switch to like either 2 episodes a week or 1 episode a week because
No, they
it'll
got you,
keep-
man.
Yeah,
They
it'll
got
keep-
you. And if you
Stranger
can always
Things.
just wait, watch something else. Watch
Yeah,
Venture
yeah.
like other people do.
Excuse me.
Like Cowboy Bebop. Like think about like the potential of a Cowboy Bebop. Like it's got a lot of does have its original fans, but it could bring in a whole new fan base if they were to release it week to week, new episodes. It would just start building and building and building. But Netflix
But I'd say
isn't
that's
really
just the
worried about
format.
it.
Well, you made your bed, you got to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, number
It's
3.
too late to go back to that.
Just like they'll never.
Well,
they'll
Cowboy
never change
Bebop,
it.
I am excited to see what they do. I would like to see the first trailer. I want to see how they sound and how they act more than anything.
Mhm.
I want to see if the mannerisms are there and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
Other than costume designs, sure, people can complain about Faye and stuff like that. I mean, if the girl plays her well
Yeah.
and she's,
That's what I'm saying. Like
entertaining, doesn't matter what she's wearing.
Logan never put on the.
Yeah, he never
Hugh
put on a
Jackman
suit.
never put on the yellow
Just had a
spandex.
white beater and jeans.
Yeah.
all the time.
He was still freaking Wolverine.
I
Like,
mean,
no matter
it's-
what.
you know what? As long as they have the whole space element and the whole Western style
Mm.
space cyber thing, then that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Because that's the part I also enjoyed too.
Altered Carbon was a really good cyberpunk show, so
Yeah.
they already have the foundation Netflix does.
So if it's like a
adapting
mesh
something like
between
that.
that and the whole Western theme style
Mhm.
they always have, then it's good. And as long as they have the music, like that classic 1990s, like
Oh, like the,
the music thing, yeah, like the whole Western music.
I'm
Yeah.
just
the sax
waiting.
music, the whole jazz style thing. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the one reviewer who doesn't know that Cowboy Bebop came out first to say Netflix is just ripping off The Mandalorian right now.
Oh, we got a lot of idiots like that.
But yeah, anyway, let's.
Well, let me put it this way: you have a pretty high ceiling or a pretty high bar to get over because you're talking about an anime show that's only like 24, 25 episodes long
Mhm.
and ran on Toonami on Cartoon Network for 4 years.
Yeah. it
Over
is.
and over again, they just kept repeating it.
I gotta see if I can borrow. Do you have the
It's right there.
DVDs?
Of course, his jerk does. Look at this guy.
It's
My,
down there.
my
I
friend
can
has the
get
box set too. So
it. Damn
So-
right, I got the set. I don't have the Blu-ray. I have the regular DVD.
let's move on to number 3. Another victim of this crappy.
I should have brought that
up. The crappy.
What do you expect? What do you think's gonna happen?
Of the movie theater industry.
Venom 2, Electric Boogaloo got pushed back to 2022. Maybe.
It should be noted it hasn't been officially confirmed by Sony yet. Oh, cool. It hasn't been officially confirmed by Sony yet that they are moving it back. It's just been. Sorry.
Not gonna look at nothing like that.
Bullshit. I'm boycotting it.
Yeah,
I'm boycotting it for the one main reason. They gave Carnage. Well, I don't like Woody Harrelson anyway. It's just Woody Harrelson walking around, which I don't like. And I don't think Woody Harrelson walking around in Star Wars is annoying enough. They gave Carnage a tongue, a giant venom tongue, which is the only reason they get it because they're not looking at source material. The only reason you see Carnage with a long venom tongue is when they paint variant toys red from Venom to red. Just like, oh, it's Carnage now. I've seen so many bullshit toys like that. Carnage in the comic has never had a tongue.
Yeah?
It's bullshit. No, never. That's Venom's thing.
I could be Mandela affecting it right now.
No, it's just people who were like, oh, it's Carnage. Give him a tongue. He's like Venom. Bullshit. I am watching it. Fuck this movie. Number 2.
That was it for the... I didn't even...
No, it hasn't been confirmed that they're moving it to 2022, but if they do, it's because October is crowded. It was releasing the same weekend as James Bond. And what else? And Halloween Kills.
There's another fucking Halloween movie.
Yeah, there's another Halloween movie.
No.
You didn't like
I didn't like the last one.
I forgot. We had the whole.
We reviewed it.
The
it was bad.
See no evil, hear no evil thing. Like we went down. Or I guess you could say we were more like the Three Bears type thing.
Oh yeah,
that movie sucked.
You liked it a lot.
I did like it.
I was in the middle where I was like, I liked it, but I also hated a lot of stuff.
It was way better than.
But I disliked a lot of stuff, so I was in the middle. I was like, oh, I like this, didn't like this.
Yeah, it was way better than all the other freaking Halloween movies that came out before.
Watch 1 and 2. And that's it. Stop there.
And Will stayed up just did not like that, which was funny because we came out at the theater and I was like, not to
fuck that movie.
Yeah.
You can watch 3.
It was funny because if anybody walked by us walking out at theaters, they would have gotten the full set of like, great, fuck that shit.
It was boring. Oh, what are we talking about? Venom.
Venom. But no, that's why they're potentially moving it.
To be honest, I didn't even know they were making a sequel until I finally saw the trailer. I was like, oh.
You didn't see Woody Harrelson walking around being Woody Harrelson? They didn't even put makeup on him or anything like that. It's just him being Woody Harrelson.
What do you have against Woody Harrelson?
It's like having what's his name? Who was the guy with in Star Wars and God, what's the fuck is that?
Rogue One.
Rogue One with
he's talking about Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. All I see is Forrest Whitaker walking around.
It's because you have a hard time.
Will doesn't like someone that has a long film background. He wants semi-new
because like even or a good actor, which I don't want Forrest Whitaker, but they're two.
Did you say the guy who played Rorschach? I can't remember the actor's name right now, but he played
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, you think he would have been a good?
Oh yeah, a bunch of people talking about it. Yeah, that I would have been fine. I wouldn't even accept Paul Rubin.
I don't know if he had the whole high-pitched thing of him though, because he's more of a gravelly voice.
Well, so is Woody Harrelson.
It's a comic character. You can do the voice however. The only reference we had is from Sega's
series,
Spider-Man video games and stuff like that.
The animated series did it.
Oh yeah, huh? He had that. Come on, dude.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was high-pitched voice.
But yeah, that wasn't Woody Harrelson.
Well, anyways.
I'm excited.
I'm more on the I mean, as much as I was interested in the first one that came out, I didn't feel one way or the other about it. I was like, well, I'll go watch it with my buddies.
Yeah, I like the first one. So, the one thing I know for sure is who plays Venom?
Eddie Brock. Tom Hardy. Sorry,
I was like
Eddie Brock. Tom Hardy. Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
He was Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom Hardy. He really wants to be in the Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, he likes the. He likes the material.
He does, but he really wants to get in there, which I think would be a great idea. Yeah. A lot better than Woody Harrelson.
Throwing a lot of people.
The only question
we'll
is...
talk about that when we get to that.
Anyway,
that's pretty much
so
number 2. Pretty much it. That's the same thing as the Halloween thing we just talked about.
Oh, shit.
We're all set across the thing right here.
Fuck that movie. Number 2, which I'm really curious about you guys' opinions, the new Indiana Jones movie, number 5.
I didn't even know they were doing.
Did I say I put 4 on here? I meant 5. Yeah, it's 5.
There's rumors of them having the de-aging stuff on him.
Well, yeah, because there was step photos that came out not too long ago showing a train with Nazi memorabilia on it. So the automatic assumption is that they're.
Can they go? Yeah.
Well, I think it's flashbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it might not be for the entirety of the movie.
So there's the theory
segments.
that it's flashbacks, that it could be the opening sequence, like whatever
That
is the
shit's
main
expensive,
MacGuffin, whatever is the main MacGuffin of
Harrison Ford.
5. Yeah.
Like probably go after that damn cross from the Indiana Jones 3.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So it's either like
Harrison right off the bat. Yeah.
similar to how they did it in Indiana Jones 3 with a young River Phoenix. Yeah.
My money.
So, but everybody's using de-aging technology now. It's like it's getting to a point where
Deepfakes, man.
Yeah, and sometimes it's passable, and other times it's like it just sticks out like a sore
thumb. You can argue
thumb.
the point that everyone got on the high end on that when after Jurassic Park came out, everyone started using
CGI.
Well, I was gonna say the computer graphics stuff like that, but yeah. So I mean.
It looked good in Ant-Man too. It looked good in that, and I had a problem with.
I think if you use it sparingly and you take your time, it looks amazing.
Yeah, because people were talking about being a whole
Ant-Man
movie.
And the Wasp, they had Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer.
By far the best example I've ever seen of it is in Blade Runner 2049 when they had the main female character from Blade Runner. I forgot her name. It was but
but I could tell it was a different.
They imposed their face.
Yeah,
on.
they imposed, but it was pretty seamless.
I
like
think it was.
You didn't think it was
Grand Moff
Was it
Tarkin.
graphics?
Same stuff.
Yeah.
I
it was
thought
CG.
it was totally different.
No,
That
it
looked
was
really close.
Yeah, they got someone with the similar facial features as Sean Young, the original actress,
Cool.
and they used reference.
Sorry, 24 episodes. What do you need 5 fucking discs for?
That's awesome.
It's a DVD, bro.
I guess I'm used to just.
Blu-rays are like
Dude,
3
look at that.
episodes, 3
That's like
DVDs.
50-some episodes of Full Metal Alchemist, and I have 13 cases. 13.
I don't know.
That's right. I didn't buy it as the box set. I bought it when they each came out individually.
That's what I did for Friday the 13th.
I love them because they all have their own individual covers.
Anyway,
Yes.
back to the de-aging thing. So yeah, if
De-aging.
it's used properly, it's a
amazing.
good tool. But if it's
Sparingly,
if
Not
they
the
use it
whole
too
movie.
much, like the best example of them of using it,
Tron.
Oh yeah.
Tron, yeah, that was pretty bad, but that was early stages.
No,
of
I
de-aging.
actually, I never sat there and I was never on the thing. Of
If you
being
compare it to what we have now,
disgusting. Oh my god! I'm more like, hey, cool. Jeff Bridges young.
Mm.
I
but
mean,
that was early.
it's little,
That was early
it's
de-aging.
They made you do this in the theater.
Dude, is that Jeff?
Yeah.
That's Jeff Bridges.
That's made you do it in the
The
theater.
worst culprit of it, and only because they didn't use it the proper way, was Martin Scorsese's new movie, The Irishman. They tried a new version of the de-aging technology, basically where they use multiple cameras to track their faces, and they then
every time they turn.
Yeah, and they took like
clipping.
I think they took like 2,000 photos. Like they put them in the middle, kind of like how they used to do
the dot
performance capture and for games.
Just throw it on and see what there's.
Yeah, and what they would do is they would use multiple cameras and they would capture their faces as they were acting, and then they would go in and they would superimpose like old footage from like their younger days, and they would just superimpose it on the face, but it was a little off-putting.
A little too smooth. Or something.
Yeah, because it.
Sorry, I mean because I know this is part of the conversation, but I was like, what were we talking about originally? I was like, oh, Indiana Jones, but it just hit my head when I was listening. I was like, the fuck are we talking about?
So it looks like he has one of those Snapchat filters on him.
Yeah, basically, and then
those one anime ones.
But what they do in like Marvel
Faces
and what
start guessing what movie it's from. Casino.
what's their ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. What they're gonna do with Indy, which is what they've been doing in all the other movies, is
you call him Indy.
Yeah. Well, that's his name, Indiana Jones. Indy.
Dr. Jones. You call him Dr. Jones.
It's on my knees.
Dr. Jones. Anyway, what they're gonna do with that is probably they're gonna have Harrison Ford with like little tracking dots on his face. They're gonna capture him doing a facial performance, and then they're gonna bring in a younger actor who fits more of his frame and size of when he was that age, and then they're gonna just basically.
Gonna get what's his name from Solo.
that'd be pretty funny actually if they brought in Alden Ehrenreich to do young Indiana Jones. It pissed off a lot of people who didn't like Solo, but
piss off people. You know what would be pissing people off is if they did the thing they were originally gonna do, putting Shia LaBeouf as
Shia
Indiana Jones.
Oh,
You remember at the end that was like hinted. Did he be the next?
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah,
because he has the same name.
Yeah.
So you just transfer. He's just junior.
yeah, true. Well, no, he's the third.
He was like the third.
Yeah. Because it's Henry.
Henry Jones.
Yeah.
When is that old shit? So you named your son, right?
William? Yeah.
Your son is what?
He's the sixth.
The sixth.
William Henry O'Neill.
Yeah, but I think after junior, you start naming them the third.
Yeah. There's no second. It's the third. Well, because he technically would be the second.
What's I mean, if you want to go old school, yeah, it would be second because
It doesn't matter.
because that's how they used to do it back then before they had junior.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know. Does
Indiana
your
Jones.
grandpa?
What do y'all think? You think it's gonna be an
grandpa
interesting?
like William Henry O'Neill the second?
I mean,
That's
how
great,
how
great,
old
yeah.
How old is Harrison now? He's like what,
He's
70?
in the 70s. Yeah, I think he's as old as my grandma, which is like 78, almost 79. He'll be 80 when this movie comes out.
Didn't we talk about like having? Oh, it was what's his jackass name from Lost World. We all wanted him to be Indiana Jones because he was a flavor
Chris
of the month.
Pratt. Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Yeah.
Remember, he was the flavor of the month,
Mhm.
and then it was
Him
Wasn't
taking
it-
up
he
the
was
mantle of
referenced
Indy.
that. I don't remember saying. Oh yeah.
because we all liked him in
that's
Fallen
right.
Kingdom.
Well, I said he would play an alright one if he could pull back on the humor he has. A little
Yeah.
bit, and
I'm
not
sure he
be
can do it.
so.
He's an actor.
Well, no, but not be so like Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Yeah, I mean, kind of be his bravado. I mean, because some people were saying, "Oh, he's got that whole Harrison, Indiana Jones feel in the first one," and
Yeah.
I was like,
Everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is like the best part.
yeah,
Take off your shirt."
take off your pants, show me that ass.
Oh.
No, but
They haven't talked about anything about the story at all, have they?
no.
No, just like the little set leaks that have come out about it.
Is-
They haven't even done the official title yet. Indiana Jones and the whatever.
God, I could have
and the
so much
whatever.
fun.
Is Steven
playing,
Spielberg doing
what
this?
actor
No,
would you put in this?
What?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg said he wasn't going to direct it. He
They
didn't
better
have
do
time.
the Paramount opening. I'm
They-
gonna walk out. They're doing Paramount
Indiana
opening.
James
Past
Mangold.
that. No more Indiana Jones.
James Mangold is directing.
Okay.
Who directed
No more Indiana
Logan?
Jones.
Yes.
It's
Anyway,
not even like a for sure thing. Who knows?
Okay. So number one. Jinx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You owe me a soda.
Okay.
Spider-Man. No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah. No Way Home.
Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Far no way home.
I thought it was Far From Home. Getting two movies mixed up. The trailer came out 2 days ago because today is
Wednesday. but
Wednesday.
It's the
Yes.
25th for us.
Yeah.
It's August 25th.
August
Just wanna
25th?
date us.
Merry Christmas.
You filthy animals.
So the trailer came out and it went all over the internet. Everyone's
Mhm.
putting speculations. I want to see. I saw it. Well, they had
Was it really much? I mean, it kind of was
Oh
on
my
point
God,
of what
there's so
people
much
were
speculation.
oh
guessing.
man, screenshots all over YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Everyone, Instagram.
Well, what's funny
everything.
is a lot of that never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff they full on said. There's one thing I want to say on this show now that is gonna happen. Want to bet?
No.
Want to bet? Want to bet?
I don't know where that finger.
Want to bet?
No. I don't know where that. Yeah. Exactly.
Touching gross
Go ahead.
people at work. I guarantee you, Tony Stark's gonna pop up in it. I
Mm,
guarantee you, he's not gonna be in this universe. It's gonna be in an alternate universe, and he's gonna be able to say goodbye.
Kind of like a cameo thing, but
And
he already said goodbye though. He doesn't need to say
No.
goodbye.
No, it's not gonna say goodbye. It's gonna be a joke
Kinda
because
like,
Tony Stark's not gonna know who Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
He's gonna hug him. He's like,
well, no, that's what I was
"Ugh."
saying. Kind of like what he did with his father when he went back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Met
I
his father.
guarantee you.
No, I don't think so.
I think they got to cover a lot of ground with that, and it really depends on what they're gonna do. I mean, I did like that they showed Doc Ock, and
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. The Jinx, you owe me a soda.
you set that up. That was silly. It wasn't like we were looking at the same direction, going, "Oh."
Okay.
You were looking
Doc
at
Ock's in it. Green Goblin ish. I don't know if Willem Dafoe is gonna be in
Well, I
it.
mean, he had to laugh. You know?
I would say if he's not going to be physically there, they could get away with him like recording his lines in a booth and then just having an actor in the suit.
Yeah, because they could
or
just have
CG
him
him, too.
popping out of a portal and
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah,
a bomb
I'm
and
curious if
gone.
all that is just not a bait and switch, but like when everything's going crazy and he's jumping through stuff, it's gonna be like, oh, Lizard Man,
Yeah.
oh, Electro, oh.
He could be jumping into the
and they're like
whole
little
movie.
short segments, so
'Cause
you're like, oh, he was in it, but like
People
2-3
are still
minutes.
holding out hope that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in this movie, so they're like,
There's
it's
no
like-
definitive yet?
I mean,
it's not.
it
no,
would.
it's not
I mean,
confirmed.
they want to
It's
play a
all
lot of stuff
speculation.
close to the chest. I mean, look at
Mhm.
Endgame. Surprisingly, was able to hold so much close to the chest that
Mhm.
you know, for as much as you tried to keep looking, trying to find little things, you never did.
Well, they'll have plenty of time to put these things in because it's going to get pushed back quite far, I'm sure.
Oh, it's December. That's still
It says December
soon enough.
Yeah.
second or
Yeah,
seventh.
they're. We'll see
I'm pretty
how
sure.
other.
Might, yeah.
Because Shang-Chi is coming out next week on the
I
3rd.
thought that came out, but I forgot
So-
that was just the premiere.
There's already I saw one YouTuber say that Shang-Chi is going to be the testing water for Disney's the rest of Disney's slate or Marvel slate.
Do they
so,
think Spider-Man's not going to do money?
Well, no, they're
No,
just saying
because
because
they're setting up the new. basically the new
Phase 4.
I don't think they're worried too much. I don't think they're worried too much about Spider-Man. I think they're really more worried about. Oh, we forgot to talk about the Eternals trailer too.
If it's gonna have
Eternals,
staying power.
Yeah, if a brand new character coming out during this time period is going to have legs,
you gotta have appeal.
Yeah. So far, the reviews for it are amazing. So far, it's like it's holding like a 93 or 94%. I gotta wait to see it though,
because there's people that are being invited to go to this thing. So
the 10 Rings.
No, there was a couple of reviews that came out from the premiere, but most of them have been critic screenings, and then there was also special screenings that there was also special screenings, fan screenings that Disney put up in certain locations and all around the country. Like there was some in LA, some in New York, and so far those fan screenings have been pretty well received too. They're like, no, they didn't have to pay or anything to get in there. It was just like, you want to see Shang-Chi? And then they went in there and saw it, and they came out.
Sign this. Don't say anything.
Probably have to sign an NDA. Like, you can give social media reactions, but you can't full on go and spoil the movie.
Yeah.
Like, we'll know it's you. Anyway, what?
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
How do you guys feel about Doctor Strange? His a kind of sequel movie. He's gonna be in a lot.
Yeah, because after this, I think it sets up his movie Multiverse of Madness. I'm not really sure how I feel about his.
He's your new snarky character, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that he's the one that possibly split a portal in the multiverse and brought all Spider-Man's past villains from other movies into this world.
I like how they kind of showed that it was just like, when you're casting a spell, it's not just the person casting a spell that has to be focused. It's like, no, it's like almost granting a wish. It's like, dude,
true,
just stick to one thing. And he kept telling her, stop, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And it's just like, dude, if someone who's like the master of
the Sorcerer Supreme?
Yeah. Like,
Master of Mysticism, Sorcerer Supreme.
If he's telling you to shut up, you shut up.
Yeah, and you also got Wanda over there. I don't know if she's gonna jump back in the movies because she's doing weird stuff. If you guys watched the ending to
WandaVision,
WandaVision.
I don't think she's gonna. She might show up in the post credit. I wouldn't doubt if she's in a post or mid credit, and then that sets up Multiverse of Madness. So
they have shown
I see
that
that
they
one.
want to do that. I mean, this is all speculation at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't even be thinking about end credit stuff. I just want to see what they're gonna do, because the little Easter eggs they had throughout the movie, like the Goblin Bomb, and then actually showing Doc and him
supposedly Electro and Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people were like, you see him? And I'm like, I
No.
see a lightning bolt and I see a
that can be
a cloud.
But I heard Jamie Foxx has wanted to be in this for a while. He doesn't want to be the blue skin one. He just wants to be like just Jamie Foxx walking around.
Yeah. And he wants yellow.
Which could work in a sense. I mean,
yeah.
It could be a different variation.
Yeah, if he's swinging through other movies, that's I don't care. That'll be an awesome 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if it's just like a minute of like, oh, that was really cool, and he fights him real quick and then jumps back out. He's like, that was crazy. I went through this and this guy attacked me.
And I'm still glad they're not crapping out on the whole everyone knows Peter Parker, because when we all saw that ending, we're like, oh my god, when's the next one? It's like not for like 5 years maybe.
I mean, I feel like people were speculating. Although there was one speculation where I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Was the whole Matt Murdock thing? I thought that would be kind of cool, but obviously I don't think.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
they're talking about the whole courtroom of that.
He's playing for
Kevin Feige wants nothing. He acknowledges that Daredevil was a good show, but he wants nothing to do with those shows being part of his cinematic universe. Because
so weird. I don't know. I think that's not a mistake, but it just would have been
two different masters at that point in Marvel's history. It was this other guy who was in charge of Marvel. His name was Ike Perlmutter. He's the one that put together the television universe. Yeah, he's the one that put together the television universe, and he wanted it to be connected to the MCU.
Please let me
know what's up. Kevin Feige's like, I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of MCU in there.
Here's a dead character. You can have
pretty much.
I wouldn't say that's a mistake, because it's not like Charlie Cox has never been in movies. He's been in movies. Like and he's a really great actor.
No, he was. I love Daredevil. Daredevil was my favorite of the TV series. I would love if he brought him back as his own iteration of Daredevil, and they put in like just small tidbits of the television Daredevil. But I know they're probably not going to do that. If they do that, I don't know if they'll bring Charlie Cox for it. I hope they do.
I feel like that universe in a sense, was more grounded in realism.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't the whole boom, flying through everything, flying through the air. You know, it wasn't like
Yeah, even their powers
were. The guy
were
that was
really
martial
dumbed down.
arts, he was badass. He knew how to fight and stuff, and it was grimy.
The least grounded show with powers was Iron Fist. Yeah. That's because he fought a dragon.
I'd probably say that was probably the least.
Yeah.
But even then, it was just the guy who just ricochets people.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's it. Number 2.
That's
Next
it
we
for
have
the nerdy news. Let's talk about.
Have we been talking for an hour and 30 minutes?
No, that's it records in bars.
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have the Suicide Squad. Is that 2? Is that the title?
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
The first one was called Suicide Squad.
Oh God. Okay.
No, I never noticed actually. I just wanted to go watch the movie because I just wanted to go watch it. I didn't even think about the title.
Yeah.
I watched this one, the HBO Max.
I watched it.
It was
Adrian.
It was. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah. So
it's been a while, but I mean, I want to say there was. I would say I hold this, if not equal, if not higher than the original one, obviously. There was a lot to like about it. There was still some snippets from like if they cut all that out, it would have not ruined the movie whatsoever. Oh yeah, they could have added so much more.
They could. There's definitely some stuff they could.
Should we start from the beginning and not get?
I like the beginning. The beginning was hilarious.
So yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler review, just so you guys know, because it's been out for about a month already.
But let's just say not just the prison thing of the recruiting thing, which was very interesting because I did like the aspect of the bait and switch type thing where they're showing all the new members and you're just like, oh, I don't know who some of these people are. I got to go back in the comic and be like, who's that?
Yeah, I gotta look on YouTube. Like, let's see who's been talked about.
Comics explained.
Like reference of like the alien type things, you know, with the Mongol's daughter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Let's just jump straight to the beach landing, pretty much.
Yeah, because like it had. I was waiting for what's his name? Who played the guy with the long? I don't even know his name.
Savant, Michael Rooker.
Yeah, he played this long hair dude. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. I just see that guy now.
Well, that's why I thought, like I said, it was a good bait and switch. At the same time, I was a little disappointed because I was like, oh, because there's some of these actors where I'm like, oh, I like these actors, but I get the point. It's like, no, it's not always what you think it's gonna be. Some people aren't like.
And they had
when the shit hits the fan, not everyone's up to.
Yeah, because they had the big casting stars in the beginning. I'm like, okay, that's cool. These movies. I'm like, where's King Shark at? Did they find him later? But now they get
the only person I was actually genuinely depressed because I think people hate on him too much was Jai Courtney's character as Captain Boomerang. I wanted to see more of him because even the flight over, I was like, I love the banter and him just being like, just talking shit the whole time.
Yeah, he's good in the first one.
But when he got hit with the things, I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, the moment he got hit by all the wood, I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, and he like died with like the boomerang still going. He killed a lot of people, dude.
I was like, no.
That was
the only thing that I don't want to say ruined mood for. I was on a little bit of a decline for a little bit, going like.
I like what's his name in his die. I'm not a big fan of him, but I like when he was like the guy with what's it called? He was screwing with the security guy at the beginning. He was like, I'm gonna get my gun.
Oh, Pete Davidson? Yeah. I think it was Blackguard in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know how these guys' powers were, other than like we shoot guns good.
Well, I think that was part of the joke too.
He's a weapons expert too. But he just gets his face blown off instantly. I was like,
bam.
I mean, I knew he was gonna die when we watched. I'm like, he's gonna die.
Yeah, of course.
No, I think that was part of the misdirection too.
Yeah, like, we can name all the people that die. Like
Weasel.
Is it Mongal? Mongal.
Yeah.
Where he jumps on a chopper and does the whole. Like,
I thought she had it in control and stuff. She had powers. No, she's just an orange woman.
My favorite letdown of a power was Nathan Fillion. Yeah, TDK. When he just like detaches his arms and he's like, and they're just he just has them slapping them.
Give him a stick or something. My God, it's like he's doing the Three Stooges.
Well, because when you see it, I thought they were gonna go like flying and like punching, but no, it's just like. And I was like, oh no.
But the funniest one was when they were jumping off the plane and Weasel was like, just splashes and dies. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I wanted to watch him like he's a important CGI character and I don't know they're gonna have two, but yeah, he just went.
And then they flashed to the other side of the beach and I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
That's clever. But I was like, oh, that sucked. Everybody died. Then I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
And then like the opening name, that was an awesome opening. That really got me going because it was gore. You got to see funny characters. You got laughs and stuff.
And then he introduced us to the real team of
which was a lot smaller.
A lot smaller. Yeah,
pretty damn small team.
But they did a lot of damage.
But that's where I say that the movie. I mean, this is kind of jumping a little bit forward, but that's where it splinters off. And I do agree with one person I was listening to, where it's like there's a separate smaller movie in there. I feel like it's tossed in just for more service for this particular character, which is Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm like, I don't hate Harley Quinn's character at all. I actually like Margot Robbie as she plays her, but at the same time I'm like, this is not really needed. You keep jumping back to her, and I kind of am enjoying
She's the Spider-Man
other guys.
of the DC universe. Man.
Yeah, I mean they're really banking a lot of stuff on her, and I'm just like, go back to freaking the other crew. They're funny. They're enjoyable to watch. I love the whole wiping out the camp of good guys.
I know, that was
like so great. And I was
God, I love
because even
that.
in my head I'm thinking, I think I leaned into it and I was like, these people aren't bad guys. I bet you these are like the gorillas that they're just killing all the.
I like King Shark just picks up people and goes like, ah.
Have you guys ever watched those pitch meetings on YouTube?
Yeah. They're good.
I watched the pitch meeting for Suicide Squad, and like it's so funny when we love a movie, we tend to like not look at all the little plot holes, and they're like, well, how did they not hear from that tent? Like they were in a tent. Like tents are notoriously quiet. Like just
the whole dropping of the tower falling.
There's so many people screaming.
Yeah. I mean, oh god, what is?
They're pretty quiet.
What is Idris Elba's character's name in that one? Because he was supposed to be Deathshot, but he was somebody else.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. You mean I just saw Judge Death.
His gear.
Judge Death.
I love his gear. I love his helmet.
Everything.
Yeah.
How all his weapons just came out of his armor, basically.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, he probably took it from Starlab. So you remember this universe is huge. They just don't jump into like Starlab.
That seemed a little his at the end.
It seems like
put
something
it all
they
together.
from,
Yeah.
Alien Tech or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked him. I like the Peacemaker.
Peacemaker was fun.
Peacemaker.
Surprisingly,
John Cena really played it very well.
He's a great actor.
And surprisingly, there was a little bit of depth to his character, especially when like his little I felt like at the end there was a little bit of a conflicting like he didn't want to.
I liked that he had conflict, but he was also
for America.
Well, I was gonna say what's the word?
Peace.
He was very I gotta do this.
Status quo.
No, it's not. I'm not thinking of the word, but it's just like he may be conflicted, but it's like no, it's the job. I still gotta do it.
Yeah.
I may be conflicted, but I still gotta get the job done.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was great, and then
Ratcatcher 2.
That guy, she was great.
She was awesome.
I thought she was the little diamond in the thing. I actually would have, like I said, I like the Harley Quinn thing, but they probably could have made it more about Ratcatcher 2, and I would have been just as happy.
Yeah, she was good. She was good. She was the heart of the movie.
I might get a little backlash for it, but I don't know. That's why I said if Harley was with them the whole time, I think it would have been just as fine.
No, I don't think you're alone in that Harley Quinn's little side story.
Yeah, her B plot can hold herself. Yeah.
But like I said, that's what it felt like. It felt like two movies that were just like, but one held me higher. So I was kind of like, when I went back to it, I'm like, go back to the other. Please. But it was still funny. Like I got chuckles and laughs out of it.
I did like the line when she killed the dictator, and she's like when I saw a guy with red flags, I said I do the normal sane thing and murder him. Yeah. I laughed. I'm like, okay, yeah. So still giving us a little bit of Harley Quinn flavor. I'm like, she didn't do it because she genuinely thought he was a bad guy. She just did it because he had red flags for her.
Yeah. Who else was in there?
It's funny because they don't have the conscious thing. It's like, you're killing kids. I'm like, you guys are horrible people, but okay, I guess. Gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I would draw it to, even if I was like a crazy kid. I'd be like, nah, I can't kill kids. No way.
Mm-hmm.
No kids.
Who killed kids?
No, where she references like, Jesus, you're gonna kill kids because the dictator said he's gonna wipe out the families, and that's why she shoots him.
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking about killing kids.
And that's where Rick Flag has his breaking point too. Later on, when they realize that they're experimenting on kids too.
But we'll just say innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? I don't know.
I liked Flag in this one like a lot.
Yeah.
I thought he was perfect.
Yeah, he was a lot better in this one than he was
like
in the
other
first
one. He was okay. He was an alright character. He was cowboyish thing, but he was great in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He was funny. He had the thing. He was smart ass, But he was always the one that was serious because there's a part where he's talking to, I forget the actress name, but the I guess the leader of the resistance.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, he's talking to her and he looks back. You see like Bloodsport. He's like, and he's like, these guys are fucking idiots, but they know how to do.
Yeah.
How do you guys like Polka Dot Man?
thought it was pretty good. It was
yeah,
good. Yeah,
that was hilarious. Every time he sees, like, I pictured killing my mother.
Yeah.
And every time he says, like, his mother and stuff right there.
That was okay, but I was just, I was like, all right, whatever. It was still really, really funny. But I was
It
like,
paid off with the
God.
kaiju at the end.
Yeah.
It was funny though. It was funnier seeing him
Multiple.
like at the dance club dancing with all those girls.
Oh,
all
yeah,
his
all
moms.
his
It's like,
moms.
oh
It's just
god,
insane.
there's so much wrong with what I'm
It
seeing
was
right
funny
now.
though. Like that's why I said this thing had a lot of good parts. Like being at the club and they're all dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Got John Cena going like, and Ratcatcher's all enjoying herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then even Flag and Bloodsport are just like drinking, having a good time. Like it showed them having a great time. These guys are just they're doing a job, but they don't care. They want to do whatever. But yeah, the pacing was alright. I mean, it wasn't like a snore fest or anything like that. Or it wasn't really much downtime either.
No, like it kept
I
up
did
a
like
pretty good pace.
oh god, what's the starfish called?
Starro.
I did like that.
That was awesome.
Because that's straight up from like Justice League and even in like Batman Beyond, they have a segment on that.
Yeah.
And then they had
How many people know that series, the Batman Beyond? I mean, that's a pretty good reference. I was like, oh shit. That's
and
the
only James Gunn can still make you feel bad for a giant starfish who takes over people's minds. I was happy floating in space.
Oh yeah, it's
staring
last
at
words.
the stars. I'm like, and then he just dies. I'm like, ah.
But what do you guys think about the whole? I do feel like that's an easy out for them killing like just random people. Is once you get the starfish on your face, you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, cause it would just it would make sense because it's not.
But
gonna,
in the obviously in the comments.
on the comment, yeah, you gotta keep Superman back alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it also in Batman Beyond they did the whole thing where
Well,
but I like that it did it just like in the animated thing where it attached to their face and the eye was like the face now.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I like
It's one of those things where they gotta tread lightly because even though they're following a group of villains, they still don't want to make them super villainous.
Yeah. Just killing random people.
Just throwing that line in there,
have
like
MacGuffin either of like kill it and everyone's saved.
It's like killing zombies. It's like they're dead. Like go nuts.
Screw it.
That's why I like the pitch meeting because he said it best. He's like, okay, what color is the big sky beam gonna be? He's like, well, no sky beam. Like, but we always do a sky beam. Like, oh, so there's gonna be mindless drones that all die at once when we take out the main one. He's like, yeah, well, we gotta use some of the old classics. Like, yeah, so that's basically what they had to throw in a trope just so there could be an ending.
It kind of jumped around a little, but not too bad. I liked all the characters. I mean, you can name off the main ones, which would be like King Shark. I like King Shark. He's really good.
Yeah, he was good.
Book read. So smart, me.
Yeah, they made him a bit more of a dense character rather than big bulking like.
Oh, he's in the Flash.
Yeah, that's like
and multiple things.
This is like the fourth version of King Shark I've seen. I don't even know which is the proper version of King Shark at this point.
Well, they made this one a little bit more playful. It was like their version of the Hulk in a sense.
Yeah.
Like the original Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was like.
He smash. Yeah, angry bad.
Yeah. But he was a little bit more smart. And then I like the little dynamic between him and Ratcatcher. I like the whole thing. He's gonna eat her at first, and he's like, I'm just hungry.
Yeah. And then he's like,
and she's like really gentle and nice. She's just a bank robber because like people are like, she's a villain. I'm like, she's a bad person, but
she's a criminal.
That was about it. She didn't kill anyone.
She's more of a thief more than anything. So I guess
yeah, she even talked about it. She got
she got caught robbing banks. She's like, I don't see the difference. She's like, I don't know why they sent me here. I'm just robbing banks.
Yeah.
But you have the powers, I guess.
Better Call Saul episode. There was an episode where the guy said, you're a criminal now. He's like, but I'm not a bad guy. Like, no, you're a criminal. And that doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
You're not a bad guy. You're not a bad guy.
Yeah, not a bad guy. You're a criminal. There's a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It was a good movie. I put it up there. Well, we never rated anything because we didn't go like watch it all together. We watched it separately.
I got a rating.
You always got a rating.
I'll let you guys think. But yeah, it was really good. I like the Starro thing, how it was right out of the comics and stuff like that. The characters were good. King Shark was funny.
Like my biggest critique back would be like, would you watch it again? Let alone watch it in theaters.
I would watch it because I haven't seen Birds of Prey. So if I want to watch one, I guess Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, The Suicide Squad, and they're gonna make another one trilogy. Too. Yeah.
No, they're not because that leads, not officially because this bleeds back into.
It's like having another Spider-Man movie. It's what they got.
It opened to 29 million at the box office opening weekend.
Technically,
26 maybe. Yeah, very underwhelming numbers, and then it dropped about 70%.
Oh no shit!
Weekend too.
What we're talking about, like what they expect.
So the only hope this movie has is Warner Brothers just recently got bought by Discovery Media, Discovery Channel, HGTV, and they're branching into the film and television serialized version of it instead of just like self-help and documentary style. So the only chance this has is if the new people at Discovery, they're like, look, we know this opened in a crappy year. Warner Brothers screwed you guys over by putting it out on HBO Max. There is potential for this movie to have a big box office success.
What would I say is, because they had to argue that point in the sense that, like, do you give someone a chance, like, whether the movie like did bad in the box? Because you can also argue the point that even before this, like, we just talked about Dune. Were we talking about it on the show? Or were we talking about before we started about Dune and stuff like that? And the director.
I think we're talking about both.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the guy who created that, he did Blade Runner
2049 was not a good box office.
It didn't do well in the box office, but if you were a fan,
I love that movie.
Like it's amazing. Like I love movies like that. I love the cyberpunk element, the whole dystopian cyber thing. I love that stuff. That just hits it for me. It's very very anime, almost very this, very whatever. It hits all the plot points, and the story was great. The pacing was. It'll bore the shit out of you if you're not into that type of stuff.
Yes, exactly.
But I like that type of thing where you're sitting, you're thinking, and you're just sitting there like watching you and telling like what's gonna happen. Like I love stuff like that. But you see how his movie did.
Yeah.
It didn't do well in the box office. And even with some fans are like, oh, it's kind of a long, drawn out movie. But I'm like, and some people argue like you have to be a fan of that style and the original movie and stuff like that in a sense. And it's true. But to give that guy the budget to make Dune after that, because you would think, oh, the director didn't do very well box office wise, but I'm like, the way he shot it was amazing. So do you do the same thing for like Suicide Squad, where it's like had a really good reception, people liked it, just nobody went to go see it? You know, do you still look at that and say we can make a third one after all this is all said and done? We could still make a third one. Like, like do you have that point where it's like, well, it didn't make money, so it's therefore it's a bad movie, or is it more like a? It
just becomes a fiscally a more fiscal question than it does a quality question, because you could say it was well received by critics and fans alike, but it didn't make any money, so is it worth the risk to greenlight a third one, even with all the factors of it being released on?
No, but that's why I'm asking as a personal thing. Like if you were a person that had the money, like,
I would greenlight it in a second.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. If you found somebody, because there's so many people out there. I mean, you can say it's 1%, but there's a lot of 1%. Yeah. That could easily fund a movie like this. And I'm saying, like, if you had the money, would you just be like, yeah, I'll produce that? Blah, blah, blah.
I would do it for the same budget that this one got, which was like a very modest budget for a superhero movie. I think it was like $100 million. Because
I would look at it and be like, box office, they were bad, but it was a well-received movie. Like, do we deny? It's the same thing when I say people that complain about comic book movies, or any movie in general. I'm like, you want to see it on screen. Just because you don't like one aspect of it, or you didn't see it hit this aspect, you just deprive people of something like that.
I'm not watching it because Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Sure. Well,
no.
That's kind of an example, I guess, in a sense. But I do.
But he's one
don't
person
deny
who
people,
won't see it. There's gonna be a lot of people.
I want to watch the first one twice.
I was gonna say I won't deny people their own, because we should hold movies at a standard, or we should hold things at a standard. But I don't think things should be booted just because they didn't do well on this aspect. Because there's a lot of cult following movies. That's where the whole thing of cult followings came into play.
Yeah, I think the best example of that failing though is Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy movies. The first one didn't do that great, but it did well enough to greenlight a sequel, and the sequel did even worse. Like,
well, that's where you're into the whole sequel thing, though.
But also, Guillermo del Toro also was shooting himself in the foot by saying he has to make this movie for $250 million. Like he needs a high budget.
If you say like if you have an idea of what you want to do, it's by all means try it. Now I'm not saying that some movies won't be successful. I'm not saying they have to make this third movie since they want to make it. No, because it could suck. They could totally just blow it by making a third one and not knowing where to go and just being like, boop.
It seems to be getting better though. They know what their audience is.
Yeah, though. There's a lot of movies that have had a good incline that just like dropped off because either they waited too long, or they tried something different, or they did this, or they couldn't get back to somebody, or they tried something. So it's always a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they have to make this, but I'm saying if they want to, I think they should be given the chance to.
Yeah.
So what do you guys review it? What rating do you give it?
2 out of 2, because I didn't know the title.
I'll go first. 8 out of 10. Monster jellyfish.
At least you got it right this time.
Yeah.
Not an 8 out of 1.
8 out of 1. Yeah. 8 out of 10. Because the jellyfish came out of nowhere. They're cute.
Starfish.
No, the jellyfish, the one that attacked King Shark. Where the hell those come from?
I know, right? Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty good movie. 8.
I give it 8 out of 10 num nums.
Num nums. 8 out of 10 too. Perfect.
Num num.
Yeah, you know, I guess I gotta go with the 8 too, because again, there's so much to like about the movie, but there's just certain segments where I'm like, they could have cut that out or combined this with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's certain segments where I'm like, I know it's supposed to be a crazy ass movie, but I'm like, there's a little couple parts where I'm like, that's really unrealistic. How did that person get so good at what they're doing all of a sudden? Like, how are you killing so many people all by yourself?
Oh, Harley Quinn. Yeah.
That was the only
she's
thing.
crazy.
Like, I like the whole fun aspect, but the whole like rotating and shooting, I'm like, it's a little.
I was counting bullets. She had it on.
No, that's fine. I'm just like, when did they get that?
When did she?
There's a part where she has what's it called?
A spear, the javelin.
The javelin, and then people are shooting several rounds in her direction.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, where do you jump? Like, it would have been clever if she was just going through and wiping out people without them noticing. But it's like taking on multiple guys with guns. I'm like,
while they're shooting.
Everybody ever just heard of just stepping back and
it's all
backpedaling and just bump, firing while you're backing up? Why is everybody running at you shooting?
But I
would never do that in real life. You know what I do? Take a prone position, and just be like, pop, pop, pop.
Delete. Yeah.
Whoops. Guess movie's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much. Anyways, again, not hating on her. I just didn't. No. I don't like when things.
8's pretty high. Characters. Yeah, it's good, but now I'm not gonna go out and buy the U right now.
So 8. Eight. What is it? Where it's like it's not cool to brag. It's like it is when it's boss as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. And he's like, fuck, it's true.
Damn it. It's true. Right.
Yeah.
So next, you have our separate reviews. Who wants to go first?
I guess we could talk about Free Man.
Free Guy. Yeah,
Free Guy was good.
Yeah, we saw Free Guy.
It doesn't have to be a really long thing.
Yeah.
Very, very remnants of like Ready Player One in a sense.
Yeah, it had the
what's funny,
Easter eggs and
took
all that.
me out of it is it has that feeling when they're in the game and they're talking to each other, but when they flash back to the people, it's literally like me with that headset on a computer, just like, I'm like, I don't get the whole like how they're so integrated.
I've been thinking
into
about
the game
that too.
And they're all talking and their motions, and I'm like, has anybody ever played an online video game before? It's not as
I thought it was Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's very well. There's so many references to stuff.
I did not see this. So.
Like Grand Theft Auto is very highly referenced in that, and so is Fortnite.
Fortnite.
That's very high.
People doing the floss and stuff.
Highly,
oh yeah. There was.
Really? I was joking. That's like
the
4 years.
Stuff, the
teabagging.
Basically, it is talking about how the human element of people that play games, especially, I guess it's mostly strong to Grand Theft Auto.
Are they white knighting?
Is just because they reference the idea of NPCs as just characters that just punch, kill, murder over and over again, and the whole sociopath of how people see stuff. I mean, because even I Grand Theft Auto, I have to go over here. People in my way. I'm gonna mow those people down. Those are just speed bumps.
Yeah, so like I told you, like
it gets the idea that they go out of their way to kill people, or to hurt people, or to just mess people up, and that's kind of what the focal point is. Mm-hmm. And even the girl, the main girl, she referenced that, going like, "You're the first person that's like when he talks to her, she's like, oh, you're just a nice guy. You're first."
Oh my God, you're
sociopath,
alive?
like crazy person. On
yeah,
this
when
game,
they think before they know they
even finds out.
Yeah, and it had a lot of heart to it, which surprised me for a movie like that. And then
and I like Ryan Reynolds.
I actually like the little love story that they put in there.
Yeah.
Although my biggest critique is the classic thing that I hate seeing, and it's just like one of those things that takes me out of it, is the fake hacking that they always do. Like, oh, now I've hacked into this server and we can stream remotely with everything.
When he's pressing buttons.
Yeah, he's just like.
I guess. Well, you got to remember though, for him, it is his game, so he probably has all the back doors and shit like that.
Yeah, but still, I still don't think it takes that.
And he works on the projects. It's not like he's outside from the outside.
Yeah, no, there's that.
And it's not like the girl did it. So he's actually in the main building and he works for the company. So
yeah, but when
I give a little tiny pass because he's also
support security.
He's also a GM in a sense, which is a game maintenance.
Oh yeah.
Because remember he drops in with his buddy as the cops.
Oh yeah.
So he probably knows the ins and out of everything. Granted, it is a cliche that he'd be like walking out and click, uploading this. It's like it's a little thing.
Yeah.
How do you stream to everybody? I can't even figure out how to stream to one person, let alone thousands.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I don't know if I want to spoil it for Will. So
spoil it.
They had which I think was, I'm pretty sure it was shot on
Mechagodzilla?
No, they had Avengers reference.
Yeah, I like that.
He pulled out
when he's fighting his big self.
Yeah, he pulled out the Captain America shield.
Oh, the big self that's on Fortnite? That's actually in the movie?
Yeah, that's an actual.
Dude,
what is it called?
catchphrase.
Yeah, but he's not finished. They upload him like 50%.
Like,
so when he hits him, he's like, catchphrase.
And
he's
like, what kind of catchphrase is that?
He's like, oh, he doesn't have a catchphrase yet, so it just says catchphrase.
That's pretty
like,
funny.
Well, if you think about it, catchphrase is kind of a cool catchphrase. But yeah, like he's about to like super punch him.
That's the spoiler.
It's like a death punch.
Yeah. And he pulls out
that from a game, Death Punch?
I have no idea.
But like, yeah,
Top knocker.
he puts his glasses back on and he goes through and it's like a star. And when he goes up, it's Captain America's shield. He punches it.
Oh,
like,
shit, really?
Yeah, and then they play the Avengers music, and then they cut quickly to Chris Evans. He's like, "What the shit?"
That's funny.
Yeah,
and that one got us laughing pretty good.
Yeah, that
and
was pretty
the
good.
big Hulk arm.
The big Hulk arm, yeah.
So,
and then he pulls out a lightsaber too at the.
That was another fun because first it was Captain America, and then you're like thinking, "Oh, that's just the one reference." But all of a sudden, you see him go like this, and he pulls out something. I automatically knew what it was. I was like, "He's gonna pop a lightsaber."
That's
sure enough, it's like, and it plays the music too, like straight up music. Like they got like not like knockoff, it's all music.
Yeah. Well, it's because like I said, I'm pretty sure this was like after Disney bought Fox, so they're like, "Oh, let's go back and reshoot all this crap in there right now."
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, wow.
I just like when they're like, "Is that a lightsaber? That's a freaking lightsaber."
Although I'm not sure, maybe they could have played the Star Wars theme without Disney because Fox did own Star Wars first, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they just probably went back. I mean, they had enough time. I mean, they had a nice little not tribute, but it was kind of nice to see him in there. Was I like Trebek.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Jeopardy. He was in it.
But
it also dates the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
He's dead. He passed away.
No, but why was he in the movie?
Because everyone's all interested in this guy who's. He's called Guy.
Yeah, the blue shirt guy.
Yeah,
blue shirt guy. Yeah.
And he's just going around saving and doing nice deeds because you can level up that way. Because he meets the girl and he's that level.
No, I get that. Why was Alice Trebek in it?
Because it's the fun thing. It's like who is something.
They do it. He becomes a Jeopardy question.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then the girl's
and
like,
also, Alex Trebek is a good Canadian kid, and Ryan Reynolds loves Canadians. He loves his.
But that's why I said
hometown.
this also dates how far back the movie was made and got pushed back. Because I'm like, wow, he's been gone for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. But I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh. I mean, not that I watched Jeopardy, but I like the guy.
Yeah. Spay and neuter your dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That
was Bob Barker.
Yeah, no,
shit, really?
I was like, that's Bob Barker from.
Yeah, so no, it was a good movie.
Williams got his one-on-one show. You had your.
I am never up at 7 a.m, so yeah.
You had
sorry,
your Billy D. Williams
shows.
one. I still laugh when I listen to that episode. It's Billy D. Williams. He's like,
Colt 45.
Yeah, but he was talking about somebody else, and I was just like, oh, because we're talking about Barry White.
Oh.
And he's like. 45. I was like, and like you hear me just like pause. There's like a pause between me and you talking. We're like, that's not Barry White.
Barry White was on Simpsons.
So now you got yours.
Yeah, what's your review?
I want to review the X-Men #2 that came out about 2 weeks ago. It's
comic.
It's comic book.
Okay, you gotta say that. I was like,
I'll get in there. You guys
like X-Men.
No, yeah, it's pretty cool because for the past a year and a half.
I've been to a comic book store in a while. We gotta go.
Go.
I said we gotta go.
They're still open.
Yeah.
They survived the pandemic?
Yeah. You just got rules. Put gloves on. Please have a mask. Open up these days a week.
Oh, cool.
You gotta put gloves on when you go in there?
They supply you gloves.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Because you gotta.
Yeah, people love touching everyone's stuff.
People like that.
Yeah. They want to keep their stuff open, which everyone needs to go to.
No, that's cool.
Desert Oasis Comics in Palm Desert.
Because we live in the desert, so we don't have too many options.
I think there's another one in Palm Springs, but I don't know if it's
on the side of the street. It is actually they're on one side of the street. 111. You got Red Barn. You got Desert Oasis Comics on the left, and you have on the other side of the street. It is.
They moved.
No.
Desert Oasis?
No. He's saying that
they're literally on the other side of the street. Like you can walk 5 minutes away from there. I don't go to that one. What's it called? It is the Comic Asylum.
I'm not against checking out two different things. It's kind of odd to be right across from the other business.
They're a mile away from me. I am happy. I got options.
No, I mean just for them.
Yeah, that's for them. But so the X-Men comic for the past year and a half, they have their own island, Krakatoa. Remember X-Men? What's it called? This one. What the hell is that called?
The Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny X. What was that? Uncanny. Mm-hmm. Basically, the team that they started with Wolverine and
I think
everyone else. The island that ate the first team that Professor Xavier had that team to save them. Mm-hmm. It's sentient. Actually, technically, that's the third team. The first team got captured with Cyclops, and everyone liked, Cyclops escaped. The second team, he hired teenagers. They all died. They hired a third team with Wolverine and Storm and everyone like that. They saved everybody. The island's sentient, and so it's basically they found a mutant that can communicate with all languages, so they can communicate with them. So they've been living on this mutant island that supplies them with anything they want. They've been making all kinds of medicine they can grow. So basically, they become super rich. So no one can like bomb them because it's not like them like squatting on an island.
Yeah. This
island can do all this stuff, and it's supplying with lots of money.
Nice.
So they got this quiet council with Professor Xavier, White Queen, Nightcrawler, Magneto, all this stuff. So basically, they want to expand their stuff, but they can't because they're on a damn island. So in the second episode, the last one ended where they had all the mutants in the world psychically linked for a great surprise because they're going to celebrate what their big news was, and it ended like with fireworks in the sky. Turns out that you found out in this latest issue, number 2, that Magneto and a bunch of other moons are what's it called when you where they're on Mars? What's it called when you make it like a breathable planet and so on?
Terraforming.
They terraformed Mars in like 4 hours. Magneto brought all this iron from a meteor and slammed it and like kept turning it and stuff. And they had all these mutants from Krakatoa, like this one weird bug guy who he got his powers enhanced by other mutants that like his blood can just like flood out the ocean. So they made an ocean. Bobby Iceman was there. It's like, okay, we're ready for fireworks, and they had all the mutants set up like 3, 2, 1, and he just like made atmospheres and stuff. Storm was there, so basically you could see it from Earth. All this stuff. They terraformed Mars.
Or they just see like
basically, yeah. But yeah,
I was like, that's pretty.
That was a big surprise. So they terraformed Mars. So
but they can see it because they're psychically linked.
Yeah,
so they can see like,
everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
they're making a new planet.
They made a new planet. So they're talking about how the humans are gonna be pissed. I'm like, what are they gonna do? Like, they can't come in. And basically, the mutants have teleportation stuff that grows out of the plants from Krakatoa, so they can just bounce anywhere. So that's the new thing. They got Mars is now inhabited by mutants, and they teleported everyone there, including the island and stuff. And it's left off that issue with them to like, yeah, this is our new home. No more mutants on Earth. We're all on Mars. What the humans gonna do about it? They weren't gonna get here until about like 90 years anyway. So that's what I ended. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's a short comic.
Wow,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna dive into the whole aspect of being on Mars.
There's stuff going on in the background where
I'm sure not everybody's gonna want to go.
Yeah, that, and there's aliens that want to like attack the mutants for some reasons, and you got humans, and I think he's still alive. Mystique died, but since they also have these pod things that if you die, they can they regrow your body and your consciousness, so you come out of these pods like, oh cool. Jesus. So
Matrix style.
Yeah, so these humans who want that technology, and Nimrod. Basically, he's the ultimate sentinel. You can't like destroy him.
Okay.
He was in the X-Men comic cartoon series, Days of Future Past.
I'm still plugged in.
Yeah, basically that. I thought it was pretty there's stuff going on in the background that's going to end up in the future, but right now,
when he's walking, he's still. I'm still plugged in.
But yeah, it's a pretty good comic. I'm super happy that they finally it's cool that they make big steps like this. I want to see if other comics acknowledge.
That's why I said I got to go back, because I remember I was going to get all the New 52, but I wound up not doing that. Got lazy.
Good. Hulk's pretty.
But that's like DC though. But I like DC comics now too. So
yeah,
I like branching out the two. I mean, I got that big.
Get some more. Read your comics.
What is it? It's one
of
those.
Omnibus.
Yeah, it's a big omnibus of different.
Oh.
Oh, Civil War. Yeah, it's an omnibus.
Civil War.
It's got all these comics in the back right here of the Uncanny and all the other stuff right here.
That's cool. Yeah, I love X-Men. I'm so happy I bounced back into it.
They got X Factor in here. They got one of my favorite issues, which has to do with Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Gambit, which are some of my 3 favorites. Right?
Yeah, Gambit looks funny in that one. I remember reading that. I think I used to have.
It's when they go up against the Brood and stuff like that, and then Ghost Rider becomes kind of like a Brood protecting with an alien skull and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Huh. It's one of my more favorite issues, actually. Yeah. I'm glad they came in this giant ass collection I have here. You can hear it. Big ass.
Thunk.
Nice.
Jubilee before she was a vampire, then came back to life. Yeah, read your comics. Very good. It's 2 comic stores in Palm Desert. Desert Oasis Comics and Comics Asylum.
If you live here.
If you live here. Yeah. There's comic shops all over the place. Yeah. And the internet.
It's
and
never
Google.
bad to pick up comics. I would hate to see the whole...
We all love these characters. If you're listening to this show, obviously you love comic books.
And just like anything, they have their ups and downs. Some issues are good, some issues are
bad.
I
jumped off Deadpool a while ago. It's just getting boring.
You just gotta find that nice niche there. You're just like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, but I've been reading Avengers for 6 years now, and Hulk for 7 or 8.
And it's also good if you're starting out at the beginning. Even jump back. I mean, half these movies are made off of comics that ended or back in the 90s, the 80s.
Yeah, if you can find a good
early 2000s, but most of these movies are based off of shit that's been out for a long time.
You like your characters enough. They're good.
They had a game. I was trying to think. I was just playing some old games.
Well, they.
Not really.
You want to talk about something earlier? What was it?
I don't
remember. Blah.
Well, we were gonna reference the thing about it, but we didn't talk about it. We were joking about the OnlyFans thing.
Oh.
But that's not really.
You got any passion about the Eternals? With N.G.F.
It's one of those things I never even knew of. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. It kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like, what's Guardians of the Galaxy? I know it's from the comic, but I never read.
I told everyone.
But it's kind of like the Eternals. It's kind of like that thing where I'll be interested to see where it goes, and it might get me interested and start reading the comic. I mean, that's always a good thing about some of these movies. They make you interested and be like, oh, what's the difference?
Yeah. It looks good.
It looks good, and even the cast is great.
And they're gonna market the hell out of it. The fact that they have an Academy Award-winning director behind the lens on this one, Chloe Zhao, she directed Nomadland that won the Oscar for this year that just happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say did she this one. I mean, I guess
yeah.
Again, just talk about the Iron's Hot.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh, she won one. There's a lot of people that won Oscars that have not done good after that.
Yeah.
Not saying she's gonna be that, but there's been some people that it's like, you won an Oscar?
Yeah.
Why?
It's true. But no, yeah. So looking forward to Eternals, Shang-Chi,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans still being able to do what they do.
Whatever.
Yeah, I want to see Abomination. They gave him the ears this time.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That looks interesting. And Wong's in that too, from Doctor Strange. So
who is
Wong?
I guess so, huh?
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, oh, they did announce. I forgot to include this in the news because there's just been so much stuff that's come out in the past.
Yeah, finally, right? It was like a dead year.
Yeah. They announced the live action cast for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and most of the actors look like the characters, except for the one who's going to play Katara. She doesn't look extremely like Katara, but she looks enough like Katara to get away with it. The guy who they got for Sokka and Zuko look like Sokka and
I remember
Zuko.
We talked about our last episode. They're doing a whole what's it called?
Animated universe, yeah. But that's separate from the live action.
What's funny about that is I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, cool. The kids are really small, blah blah. But I'm like, kids grow fast.
They do.
So I'm like, gonna be a one-off. They can try to do a whole series, and I'm like,
are
they gonna lengthen it? Because it's all supposed to take place in a year.
Mine grows up by book 5.
Yeah, no, but
there's only 3 books.
There is?
There's only 3 books.
Season 5. How about that?
There's only 3 seasons.
There is?
There's water, earth, and fire.
I got like a fucking bot.
Yeah, there's water, earth, and fire.
Yeah, there's only 3 seasons. They might have split up. They don't do air
because there's no air.
No, I know.
They might have split up a couple seasons.
I'm thinking of
Korra. Korra has 4 seasons. 4 or 5.
I got a note. I like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm just saying, like, it's really interesting, but I'm kind of like, my mind automatically jumped to that. I'm like, is that good possible to do? I mean, it'd be interesting to see what they do. But I'm thinking of like the same thing of where you always look at it, where it's like, are you gonna lengthen the time frame? Like instead of it being a year, maybe like just change the content a little bit and be like, you gotta get ready for this, and as it goes on, just kind of be like,
Yeah, it just depends on how many seasons they want to do. Like if they're gonna do 3 seasons,
because it doesn't lend itself to be multiple seasons. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Unless they go there, that's why it's better to have animated series.
Unless they decide to tackle the time after he beats Ozai and everything. So like, because that's the one thing that's never been official canon. They just done.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff too, and you can have him age in that.
I would say if they went that route and had the first season be all of that, but like a long season, not 10 episodes, maybe like 12 to 13. Maybe they could do that, or maybe they could do 2 seasons and that's the whole first arc from start to finish to him defeating.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do the books per season. Like they're gonna try to condense it to the one season. Like just take out all the filler stuff, and then
it's hard to do. There's a lot of good filler. Yeah. So there's, you know what? It's not even filler. It's just there's so many characters.
But I could totally see them doing book 2 as 2 seasons.
Little things.
Like I could see them doing book 1 as 1 season. Like because they could cut a lot of stuff out on book 1. Then book 2 they can do as 2 seasons.
Like all the main big parts.
And then book 3 like 3
Hobbit.
seasons.
I mean, if I was sitting there and I was in charge of stuff, there's a few episodes where I could be like, oh, you can cut that out, cut this part of that episode, or you can cut this
the
episode.
sick frog episode.
No, that's a good episode though.
Really?
Because that's when he gets captured and then Zuko saves him.
Yeah, and that's when they bond. They realize that they're more alike than they thought.
Well, that's when he finds out. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. That's a good episode.
That was a good episode.
That's a good ending.
The one they could cut out from that season, from season 1, is the one where they're trying to travel through the desert. Yeah. They can cut that one out.
But apparently that's like equally.
There's so many jokes. There it is. Which I would say if I could see.
No, not that
that's
one.
That's way before Tom.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Season 1.
There's no Tom.
They're in the desert in season 1?
That's when
I haven't watched
it.
this.
They can't fly over because they decide to.
They try to fly over with Appa, and then they're getting shot down from the Fire Nation.
The train?
No,
it's called the pass. It's called the something pass.
It's from season 1. This is before they get to
it's when they
their
go with
kingdom.
The 2 tribes that are rivaling. Like one's a savage tribe, the other one's the more upper class. It's a very forgettable episode.
Yeah, that's probably what you don't remember.
Okay, forget that episode. Yeah.
But season 2, there's a lot of good stuff in season 2. The whole
Zuko learning
the multi-story episode with the little short stories with Uncle Iroh.
That's about mid-season.
Yeah, with Uncle Iroh going to his son's grave, like you can't cut that out.
Oh
like,
no!
I need to see that in live action. I need to cry like a little baby seeing that.
I was like, that's great, but yeah, his little birthday he does for him.
He's from the vine.
That's a good, they don't have to do all the segments, but they could do a reference to that. Yeah. That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that happens. Season 3 is my all-time favorite, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to see your characters grow. They look different. The animation's even cleaner. It's just
it'd be funny.
It's got a darker tone to it. It's just one of my favorite seasons. It's one of those series where I'm like, it went from like good to really good to great.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at what my screensaver is now. I cannot wait to see that fight. If for those of you who can't see, it is the fight between Azula and Zuko, the greatest fight of Avatar.
Sure.
I do not like it as I like this one more than I like the fight between him and Ozai. To be honest.
What about Blasty Head Man?
Sparky Boom Boom Man.
It's just sad that I know way more.
Damn, dude, you do. Like I haven't seen this.
I just rewatched it when it came out on Netflix. So
I didn't. I just love that show.
I remember I did not I did not watch all of season 1 and season 2. The one I remember watching all of was season 3. But so I rewatched season 2 and I love that season.
I like Legend of Korra better. That's right. I said it.
I actually haven't watched Legend of Korra.
Sir.
What? I like Avatar.
No, I like Legend of Korra too.
Damn good show.
I like Legend of Korra. I know a lot of people that don't like it though.
I haven't watched it fully.
It's good. Should let you borrow it.
Yeah.
I'll probably collect that at some point.
The action's way better in Korra, to be honest with you, because they spent a little more.
Better in Avatar.
Story overall is better in Avatar. They go off the rails in a couple seasons of Korra, but then I think they bring it back down in the last season.
There's like multiple different things going on where Avatar had a focal point, which is rare for Nickelodeon too. Like before Avatar, I never saw a show from Nickelodeon that had a start and had a finish where they were heading.
Yeah, the beginning, middle, and end. Yeah.
Most episodes don't tie into each other whatsoever. They're just like, oh yeah, that never happened. We're on a whole new
Rugrats. It was 15-minute vignettes of episodes like that. The first it was 2 episodes.
That didn't happen the other day. We never learned that lesson.
Yeah,
we're still babies.
But anyway, yeah. So I see a lot of potential with the Avatar series, and
it would be interesting. It's almost like anything.
I do like that they got
Cowboy Bebop. It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. I do like that they got casts that were actually that could look like they're part of their ethnic.
Not Woody Harrelson walking around.
I was gonna say you got the monks out of the Asian theme, the Inuit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, people that look more to not Whitey McWhite.
I don't know. I think he's correct.
Not Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. I don't know if the guy who's playing Zuko is
what?
is Chinese or if he's Korean.
Why'd you bring up Woody Harrelson?
He doesn't like Woody Harrelson.
What does it have to do with these guys?
Because I like actors that look like the character.
You just didn't like him like the original because he had that mop on his head in the end.
No, I'm like, well.
You just didn't like seeing someone.
No, I like
that. You know. So
I talked about this numerous times on the show. I like actors that look like the characters. You don't.
But that doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to be a good performance. I've seen a bunch of
problem.
I've seen a bunch of
casting
actors who look like the characters who get cast in the role because they look like the characters, and it's a piece of crap performance. And then the same thing. Hugh Jackman looks nothing like Wolverine. He's 6'3", and Wolverine is like 5'6", right?
But
he's a
they made that the first movie. He had a body like any man, and they filmed him short.
They didn't film him that short, but he was
he's
clearly
not walking
taller.
around like this.
He was clearly taller.
Even
than
in the
everybody.
comics, since the past.
He was the same height as Cyclops, and in the comics, he is never the same height as Cyclops, and in the animated show.
But I guess you could argue it's hard to find. Easy with that book. Don't rip any pictures.
Keep talking.
It's right there. Right off the bat, you get the Cyclops and Wolverine.
No, that's Gambit.
Is that Gambit?
Yeah, they're playing basketball.
He's the same height as Gambit too. Actually, he's taller than Gambit.
See, Wolverine hasn't been that small in years. No. Especially old man Logan.
Because they changed him to look more like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
because they realized how popular he was.
No,
what was he in the comic? He's like 5'4" or something like that, right?
Yeah, he's like 5'3", 5'4".
A short little American/Canadian man.
He's a Canadian.
Well, he was born in Iowa.
If you ever played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you can really see it. It's really fun. He's really short now.
Oh yeah, it's Kinching. I like how his claws just come out a little bit first. And pull back.
Two variations.
Anyway, this ending got off the rails.
But it's fun. I was gonna say they have the two variations of Wolverine and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They have the one where he has the adamantium claw and the one with the bone.
The bone claw? Did he have the mask with no nose?
No. He just has the bone claws. But he's like super fast when you play as him.
Oh, because he's lighter, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
He's
And that
really
doing
fast.
like Goku weights where you have like the weighted suit and you take it off. You're less like all kinds
so we
of
went off
fast.
the thing. I'm sorry.
So no, I'm just saying we just went off the rails on that.
Thank you for watching.
What? That was it?
Oh, do you want to bring up anything else?
No. Well, he referenced what I was talking about. I guess that's what I wanted to talk about. But I mean, I didn't play anything. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have any game reviews because honestly, we weren't planning on an episode anytime soon. We wanted to do one, but we weren't exactly like.
No, I wanted to get
setting up for one. I mean, we finally. I mean,
we all watched.
We're very conscientious about what's going on in the world, especially with the sickness that is out there that everyone knows about.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually did attend some cons too, which was actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
that's true. I was berserk.
Fortunately, Mike didn't get to go. Mike went to a smaller one, but me and Will went to a slightly bigger one, which was fine. And we wore masks. And we were very
lots of great photos from Adrian on our Instagram page.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out.
And lots of
N.G.F.
awesome
ADR photography.
What? Oh yeah,
N.G.F.
AR photography. If you type in N.G.F.
I want to say ADR all the time.
Yeah. I tell people you can Google us. We come right
up.
If you
type right in N.G.F., I'm literally the first thing that shows up. It shows up before our show.
Because it's A.
Yeah.
AR,
well, I'm just, I guess, maybe. No, but I guess
all your photos are come from you.
Yeah.
As long as you tag me in anything, and if you want photos, just hit me up. I'm more than happy to give people photos.
Pretty sure there's an email in the bio. Is there an email in the bio?
Nah, people just message me. I don't mind being messaged.
Slide into his DMs and he'll take pictures of you.
Yeah, I don't mind conversing. My message thing isn't that crazy where I'm like, that's too much. It's too much. I get maybe like 3 or 4. So
good.
A week or so.
Yeah, if you
mainly
want
from you.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you want to follow more of stuff, Nerdy Geeky Freak Podcast on Instagram, and we have a Facebook page. We also have an iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and
YouTube channel. The N.G.F. podcast.
N.G.F. Obviously, with this, we'll be filming
YouTube.
More stuff, which I never looked over there at all half the time. That's okay.
And more movies and game reviews. And
we'll start doing more singular reviews or doubles and stuff like that. I mean, we like this format of us, but this is more for the podcast.
Yeah.
But when we start doing more like live reviews, we'll start doing some game stuff.
Yeah.
I have my whole room set. We can do a game now. I'm thinking about setting up this room actually and just springing for a TV and putting it up right there.
The hell's your bed? You have one of those like things that come out of the wall? No, I just realized that.
I actually removed that, put it in the other room.
Oh, okay.
So we can have camera space.
Yeah. So,
but thank you for telling me that this is my bedroom. That's very nice of you.
Most people's studios are their bedroom.
It's actually going to be. I'm converting it to a studio. That's why.
Okay. Like I might be making a studio. When my brother gets his own place, I might try to make his room into a studio if my mom lets me.
Do it. You can always do it in my office.
Hey, I am not ashamed that I live with my mom. So
it's fine. Saving that money.
Yes, I'm saving that money.
Shit, California's expensive to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Can barely
don't shame me in the
What's wrong with
comments.
Rogue's eyes? Oh, she's looking at Gambit.
Anyway,
If you say so. I think she's looking at Wolverine.
this has been the show, you guys. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'd be happy to come back and try to put out some more stuff. Obviously, it was a bit a little disjointed here and there, but you know, hey, we're taking long breaks and we come back, and we're just happy to be back and talking again.
Yeah, so more 8-bit reviews from Will. More, I'm switching up my reviews a little bit. Going to be more in-depth analysis type videos. So be on the lookout for some of those, and not just going to be movies. It's going to be TV shows too, and some other stuff.
Obviously, I'll branch out to the gaming aspect. Yeah. I'll dive more into that and get more stuff out for you guys too.
Yeah.
Plus, I said we're gonna try more gaming nights. We'll try to do like a good live recording one time.
Yeah, get some good capture.
We got plenty of like multiplayer games we can play, even singular ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be on the lookout for all that stuff. We'll let you guys know on all the socials.
Yes. Yep.
Socials.
So if you want to hit us up, places: Instagram, YouTube, Stitcher. That's everything, right? Am I missing something?
No, you just repeated everything.
No, yeah, that's pretty
I just added on a little extra on the tail end. I just wanted to say
okay.
Thanks for listening.
Well, thank you for listening. I am William Jerk. This is always Adrian and Mike. You guys have a good night.
Peace.